Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Passion. I often hear people give advice to do what you're passionate about, but I'm not completely convinced about that anymore and wonder if it should be the other way around. Be passionate about what you do. So what you tend to notice is that successful people are often passionate about what they do. They don't always start with a passion to help them determine what they do. They are simply the kind of people who turn their passion to the situations that they're in. They also don't always start out doing things that they are passionate about, but rather the passion sometimes comes later. Following your passion is useful, in that it leads you to the things that give a greater sense of contribution. Finding your purpose. The advice often regurgitated in business marketing and more so in developing an online business, especially a niche, is you should follow your passion. Why does this sound so appealing? Why is this bad advice? Follow your passion is appealing because it's both simple and daring. It tells you that you have a calling, and if you can discover it and muster the courage to follow it, your working life will be fantastic. A big, bold move that changes everything. This is a powerful storyline. The problem is that we don't have much evidence that this is how passion works. Follow your passion assumes A. You have pre-existing passions, and B. If you match this passion to a business model, then you'll enjoy building that business. Some people get upset because they think what is said here is, don't follow the goal of being passionate about your business. This is not what is being said here. Passion is great. It's just that there is not a lot of evidence that passion is something that exists naturally waiting to be discovered. Actually, it takes hard work and planning to develop. Steve Jobs, in his famous Stanford commencement address, told the students, and I'm paraphrasing here, you've got to find what you love. Don't settle. If you read the press and social media that surrounds the event, it's clear that many people interpreted this as him saying, follow your passion. If you go back into the details of his biography, however you discover this is not what he did. He stumbled into Apple Computer. It was a scheme to make a quick $1,000 at a time when he was passionate mainly about Eastern mysticism, but Jobs was open to opportunity. When he sensed that his scheme was bigger than he imagined, he pivoted and poured a lot of energy into building a company around selling computers. He cultivated passion. He didn't follow it. Oftentimes people get excited, i.e. passionate, about an idea, but they quickly lose steam and soon lose the drive to see the idea through. Why does this happen? How can we rectify this problem? An issue here is that we rarely talk about what true passion feels like. The sensation of excitement about a particular idea is often a different sensation than the type of deep passion that drives people into a fulfilling business. Excitement comes and goes. True passion arises after you've put in the long hours to really become a craftsman in your field and can then leverage this value to really have an impact, to gain autonomy and respect, to control your occupational destiny. Question. If someone is lost and she doesn't know what her passion is, what first step is recommended to get him or her on the right track towards cultivating her passion? Here's the key. There is no special passion waiting for you to discover. Passion is something that is cultivated. It can cultivate in many different fields. Therefore, it doesn't make sense to say, I don't know what my passion is. What does make sense is to say, I haven't yet cultivated a passion. I should really focus down on a small number of things and start this process. This is what I term as bite-sized pursuits. Passion is a human emotion, a stimulation. Passion is affirmed by two metrics. 1. You start to engage in an activity and enjoy it. You then explore if this can become a real passion. If not, you eliminate from the list, then move on. Secondly, you create something that others applaud. You find a stimulus, a glow from this applause. You want to pursue this further as the appreciation gives you a sense of fulfillment. As part of a strategic business model, you would pursue that passion which has a sound financial outcome. This could be at the risk of sacrificing something that you're more passionate about now over the one you are least passionate for. However, now you're empowered with the knowledge that passion is cultivated and can be applied to any business model. Consequently, the sacrifice is only an exchange of pursuit.